Hey, you ever walked into a fast food restaurant and saw someone you knew or maybe a friend that was close to you working there? So this precisely happened to me around a few weeks ago. I saw one of my friends that I knew. It was actually two people that I knew from my school. I saw them working there, and it only came to my attention that his face had only gotten more negative slash sad and tired ever since he started working. Like not even there, just started working as a 9 to 5 worker. Like it's crazy to me because this guy, he was actually a pretty close friend of mine, and whenever a few years ago, whenever we first both started working, it's like he was such a enthusiastic, loving, like fulfilled, super caring guy. He was actually really smart as well, and it's crazy to me because I see him nowadays and his face is like you can just see how much stress he's been carrying in himself, in the way that he walks, in his face, how tired he looks, and just overall that he's not that great of a student anymore. Not that it matters. His face literally reflects his unhappiness, unfulfillment. He literally looks miserable. And this makes me wonder how many other kids aren't in the same situation as him, working a 9 to 5, confused out of their mind, not knowing what happened to their life. Just one day being a little kid, being in middle school, just wandering around the world. And then the next day you're stuck in a 9 to 5, confused, unambitious, not even like, it's crazy because like all of a sudden like you're a worker, you're a slave of the matrix. You're a slave of the system. And you know what breaks me the most? They're not even aware of this. I've been in this specific situation before, working a 9 to 5, not knowing what happened with my life. Like at first it was good. I improved my social skills. It helped me with my self-improvement. However, after a while I was just confused. I was unhappy, not knowing why. And then it hit me. And this epiphany that I had, this what hit me is the offer that I want to give you, the new opportunity I want to offer you. And this might be a little bit annoying, but it's basically, it just takes us back to self-improvement, back to square one. The new opportunity that I offer you is for you to delay gratification. Stop the instant pleasure that you give yourself, that we're all guilty of. Some of us more than others, of course. However, we're all guilty of this, but most people nowadays, this is all that they keep in their mind. They just work a normal job, and then after their long 8-hour shift, they get home and they have two options. They can work on something new, work out for themselves, or they can just indulge in instant gratification, because why not, right? Like you've had a long day at work, so you might as well just enjoy your day, right? And drift off, like hate your life. Wrong. Doing this only leaves our future selves with a harder, nastier mess to clean up, since by indulging in instant gratification from social media, drugs, video games, stuff like this, which only leaves our future self, and we're all going to become our future self. There's no ending. There's no, like, you can't stop this, and it just leaves you're just leaving yourself with a harder time, a harder life, more depressed, more stressed, more unhappy and unfulfilled. I did this. Of course, I did the instant gratification for some time, but then I had that moment of, what am I doing? I chose to delay gratification. Despite frying my brain off at school and then at work on that same day, I still decided to, instead of just indulge in instant pleasure that I could have gotten these days, because there was many days in which I could have just, played video games or, done whatever with my last 2 hours that I had, in my day. Despite having this option, I chose to sacrifice this instant pleasure for working on my own body and mind. This, which all brought me to who I am today. I've become so much more grateful. I become much stronger mentally as well as physically. And this is all thanks to my past self. And it's so beautiful looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing the reflection of your past self's choices. And it's all thanks to him. And I want you to do the same. You may choose to indulge in the instant pleasure like I've been saying in this whole freaking video. But this is just going to make you even more unhappy than you already are. You're just gonna stay in this loop. By doing this, you're literally enslaving yourself for longer in this jail. Like a slave, like a prisoner. In this jail, also known as a fast food job nowadays. You just keeping yourself in this place by just wasting the small little bit of time that you have left after having your 8-hour shift. If you waste it by playing video games and just focusing on the instant pleasure that you give yourself right now, but give your future self a worse time, by doing this, you're literally keeping yourself in that 9 to 5 because you're never gonna get out of it. It's gonna be you right now. You live paycheck to paycheck, and by doing this, you're just keeping yourself in this position. Or maybe you've never even worked a job before. You really can't relate to this, so you choose to just enjoy your time right now and simply just give your future self a worse time, since you don't really know the suffering. You can't relate to what the pain is of working a 9 to 5 and having your freedom sapped away like this for $50-$60. Having all of your freedom sapped away just like that for only $60. Maybe you can't relate to that. If this is you, please listen to this and listen carefully. Do not be ignorant in this moment. Simply because you can't relate to this and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, like it's really bad and whatever. But I'm just gonna keep on scrolling because my parents work for me and I don't have a need to work and for my own needs and stuff like that. Do not do this, as this will cost you very, 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 very highly, very expensive in the future. I'm telling you this right now. Do not make the decision to just go unprepared into the world, to just not even work on your body, not work out, not start seeing into what your areas of interests are. And this doesn't have to even be in school. Like, you can literally start pursuing business ideas, start brainstorming, or start getting like your passions together, like actually work on yourself. Make investments towards your future self. Do things right now that sacrifice the pleasure that you can get right now so you can have a better future later on. Don't just simply just enjoy the pleasures right now because you can, because your parents work and they provide it and they provide for you and you have no need for this, because this is the worst mistake that you can make. Or like I said before, maybe you do work a 9 to 5, but you choose to stay in the system, stay in the matrix, just use the little time that you have after your shift to play video games and just do instant gratification. Which, either way, they're both really, really bad choices. And even though they're both really, really bad, they can be changed. Think about it. But this is all a matter of choice. You can choose to give yourself right now a little bit of pleasure, just temporary happiness, but give yourself a worser life. To have to clean up for the mess that you leave for him right now. Or sacrifice this pleasure right now for your future self, to give him a better life, which you can be grateful for you right now. Because sooner or later, we're all going to become our future selves. It's inevitable, like I said before. And you right now better hope that you make the right decision for him right now, in this very moment. And I'm not saying you, because I know a lot of you are saying, oh yeah, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start this right now. No, do something right now. Hit some push-ups. Do something that delays gratification and gives your future self a better life, because by doing this, you will eventually start feeling better. You'll start being more kind. You'll start to be more confident, because you're gonna be putting investment on your future self. You're gonna develop a better, stronger body, a stronger mind, a stronger soul, a stronger physique. And this will eventually lead you to quitting this 9 to 5, breaking the loop, starting business, stuff like that. Keep this in your head. Do not see yourself as the submissive man. See yourself as a man that takes control of his life and breaks this loop of the 9 to 5. And doesn't just work in 9 to 5 because everyone told him to, and it's the norm. Because you are a man. Don't see yourself as a little young teen. See yourself as a man. Don't see yourself as the man that, oh yeah, I'm trying to quit. No, see yourself as the man that quits. See yourself and be the man that quits and takes full control over his whole life. Over his time, his finances, his body, everything. It's all under his control. And this just makes me wonder, how many generations have not already gone through this, and more generations will likely go through this as well in the future. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to allow this to happen. I don't want more generations to have to go through this. This is why I do what I do. For you, for your family, for your children. Because we both have a common enemy. It's the modern system of today. And you can stop this. You can stop your children from falling into the same freaking loop. And not only this, but give yourself as well as them a better life. And the crazy thing is that it might seem so simple, but really think about this. Every decision that you make, think about this, because to break this loop, to give your future self as well as your kids a better life, all it costs is the pleasure that you can have today for a much happier and more fulfilling tomorrow. Keep this in mind and make your choice. So choose.